Oh, man, I grew up in LA, so I've been stopped numerous times by law enforcement. All three times that I can remember were bogus tickets, and I fought them. One, I was coming up Stalker at a stop sign, saw the police officer clearly on the side behind an 18-wheeler, and I was driving a stick shift at the time. And so he pulled me over and started yelling at me immediately. And so I looked at him and I said, "Excuse me, let's start over. I'm respectful of you. I'm going to need you to be respectful of me." So he calmed down. Then he said I blasted through the stop sign. I said, "You know I didn't." And, I said, "Okay," after a few more words, I said, "Okay, just give me the ticket. Well, I'll see you in court." And I did. And after he made his case, the judge, I told the judge what happened. I said, "Your Honor, it's absolutely impossible for me to have blasted through the stop sign because I drive a stick shift and I had to switch into first just to take off." And I saw him the whole time. The judge agreed with me. I won the case. Another time, I was dropping a kid off from my youth center, and a police officer followed me at 90th and Figueroa. So I lived in Carson at the time. I got on the 105 freeway, and I missed my turn on the harbor and got pulled over by an angry cop, who I later learned was the same police officer who saw me on 90th and Figueroa, and followed me and said, so when I didn't pull off directly, he said, "Why didn't you pull over when I said?" I said, "Because we're on a crowded freeway. I'm trying to pull to safety." And then he asked me what was I doing over there, and I said, "Well, last time I checked, it was America, so I don't understand the question." And he says, "Well, you rolled the stop sign back there on 90th and Figueroa, but you pulled me on the freeway at 100 and on the 105 at Central Avenue." So there was no connection. Went to court on that. Apparently, he said on a ticket that, aside from pulling me over so far away from where he says I committed the crime, he wrote that I was Hispanic on the ticket. I don't speak Spanish. I'm African American. And so there were just a number of errors on the ticket, so I won that one as well. So the whole notion of, it just being black men, black and brown men that get stopped and treated this way is crazy, because I get stopped all the time. And I believe in that case, it was because I had a kid that I dropped off from my youth center who was a former gang member, gave him a ride home, and he wanted to know what I was up to. And I believe he thought I was going to buy drugs or something at the projects. But the reality is, it doesn't matter what we look like, who we are, what we're doing. We're all at risk of being pulled over and treated badly by the police. And so, I stand up wherever I can. And I know the law, so imagine folk who don't.